How's it going? Mike here, The Fresh Rinse, and this is episode 11 of our 2023 complete pressure washing rig rebuild, and today we're going to begin part 1 of plumbing. This should be fun. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already liked and subscribed and hit the bell tab for future videos, be sure and do that. And also be sure and leave a comment. All of that serves to help the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Let's talk about plumbing. Just because I'm absolutely enjoying this rebuild does not delete the fact that I absolutely hate plumbing. You have to go to 15 different big box stores and try to surf your way through aisles of people, hopefully to find the right parts. I don't imagine that this is going to be any easier. In the past, I've simply come out of the 275 tote with a filter and then branched off to each of my machines. I'm going to do things a little bit different this time. In the new rebuild, I'm going to come out of the 275 with a T and then a long piece of 1.5-inch pipe that will then elbow on each side. I will have a valve on each side of the T, which will allow me to shut off the water from either machine, and this will help in particular when it comes time to winterize. If I've only used one machine, I will not have to winterize both machines. That's a big pro tip. After the elbow, I will have an 1.5-inch filter. I will then have a T where I will branch off for a dump valve, and then I will have a 45 at this point and break up this way with non-crushable hose and go into the pump. Trust me, it'll all make sense as we move forward. This side will look very much the same. An 1.5-inch shutoff valve, an elbow, a filter, a 45, and up to the 10-gallon-a-minute machine. So at this point, I have my parts list on my phone. I'm thinking we're going to have about 2 stops on this field trip, and I think I'm going to stop and wash my wife's van. Then we'll come back, we'll lay it all out, and we'll see if it works. So don't go anywhere. One filter, $53. Jeepers creepers. Must be bucket season. They're out of 1.5-inch PVC. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding. All right, we're back and we are ready to lay out the plumbing for the new rebuild. There's 2 things I've learned when you do a video over multiple days here in Ohio. First of all, you get a snowstorm, which takes everybody by surprise. And secondly, the Fresh Rinse gets a new pair of specs. It took me a minute, but I'm digging them. I love it. Here's my pile of parts. I had to go to 5 different stores to get what I need here, and I'm hoping that I have everything. Off camera, I'm going to lay it out. We'll come back and see what it looks like. Here's the basic layout for the plumbing. I come out of the 275 tote with a cam lock, or as they call it, a gator lock. This is 2 inch, and then it immediately after the T drops down to 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches is plenty of water to supply these machines. I then have 1.5 inch ball valve, an elbow. I drive immediately into the filter, and then at a 45-degree angle, I will come up again to the 1.5 inch barb that you get from Southside Equipment, Russ Johnson, and that's Southside Equipment in Kentucky. This side is a mirror image of the other side, with the exception of this T, which will branch out towards the passenger side of the rig and give me a dump valve. I will have to pick up one more 1.5 inch valve. Then we have our banjo filter, a 45 with an 1.5 inch barb, the flex hose, which moves into the 8-gallon-a-minute pump. Something to mention is that because of the height of the buffer tank, I actually have exactly 7 inches from the center of this T and all of the plumbing to the floor of the rig. I have a very unique way of supporting all of the plumbing, and I'm excited to show that in the next episode. Speaking of the next episode, episode 12, we're going to run all of the plumbing, and you don't want to miss that. I hope that you're enjoying these videos. I'm really enjoying the process, and I got to tell you, I'm learning a lot along the way. I really appreciate your comments, especially those of you who are offering some suggestions. There's no suggestion that I consider to be minimal. I appreciate you very much. If you haven't already hit the like button and the subscribe button, would you do that? Leave a comment, and until next time, I'm Mike, the Fresh Rinse, and I'm out.